All right, EJ, you gonna do your spiel?
There's no music playing.
Might as well just go with it now. Just come on.
Okay, so all right. Well, welcome to this latest episode of Kicks, Cleats, and Athletes. It's your boy EJ. It's actually a very special episode today. We got two new guests. Not even new guests. We're gonna call them friends, family, and foes. The friends and family is Mr. Antoine here. That's our guy. We love him to death. All things soccer, all things proper, all things real. Mr. Antoine.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome.
And then we have the conundrum known as Pat. We don't know if he's a Buck or a Knicks fan, but shout out to a ring.
How's it going?
Well, you are welcome as well. And then we got our board ops, JD, and then we got our sneaker king, Jimmy T.
What's up, guys? So
it's a long time coming.
I want to take a moment and apologize to our listeners for last week for EJ's behavior. We have given out punishment, and I just want to show you.
What?
Ooh.
What is this?
Oh, we starting off with some visuals, huh?
What is this?
Yeah, I just want to show you what EJ sent over for his punishment here. So if you just give it a second, let it load here. I will not ruin the show by talking about the Heat for 45 minutes.
What is this?
The Bart Simpson?
All right, so listeners, we promise that we will not allow, or we will cut his mic off and continue without him.
That's the only reason I'm here is to just be another moderator to try to shut this guy up.
Yo, this is some collusion. This document didn't even exist until this moment. Manufactured.
It came from ejtheplumber@gmail.com.
This is wild. This is wild stuff.
Send all your hate mail to that right there, ejtheplumber@gmail.com.
You know what? When they go low, we go high, listeners. Antoine, don't be fooled by their shenanigans tonight. You know, they don't like that I give the hot facts. And the hot facts are the Miami Heat have probably been the most consistent team in the Eastern Conference over the last 3 years. Period, point blank. So we can discuss narratives and ideologies, but sometimes the proof is in the facts. That's all. That's all I'll give these.
The last 3 years they got swept.
Years.
They made one finals and they're barely 500.
You forgot that Eastern Conference Finals as well. Yeah, you forgot that one too.
Yeah,
if you're gonna talk about it, talk about it properly.
They're
barely 500 this season. So I guess congratulations on all your
talk
success.
about the West this week though, because again, EJ ruined the show by talking about the Heat for 45 minutes last week. We didn't even get to the West. So maybe we'll talk about some West playoff. What do you think? What do you think, Jason, the host?
Yeah, I think we need to do some West and then kind of go from there because we all know the plumber gonna go on his little rant here in a minute. But we gonna do a little something different tonight. Jimmy T, I need you to turn up a tad bit on your mic.
Got you.
Well, we gonna do a little something different tonight. We just gonna kind of go with the flow, see how things go, just kind of go. But we're gonna be talking some NBA, a little NFL, and then we got our boy Antoine. So we gotta leave you with some soccer. Gotta hit you with some kicks of the week, and probably hit you with some trivia. We'll see how that goes. It depends. If EJ takes too much time out of this show, then we might have to cut something out. Because
I got some trivia.
Don't know how to stop talking.
I got some trivia for somebody on this show.
You're gonna have poor Antoine sit here and listen to EJ yap for about an hour before he gets to talk soccer. That's just rude, Jason.
We could jump into soccer right now because it gives EJ
we gotta put
a little bit of time to be quiet.
Because he might be one of those work people that as soon as his segment is done, he jump off the call. He can't have that.
Right.
So we
right
about in the middle.
You might want to throw me in the middle because if you talk about soccer now, I may be liable to leave in the next.
That's what I'm saying. See? Yeah.
All right.
I want to know, Antoine. I want to know.
So let's hop into the West real quick. So we see the Clippers starting to spiral in the wrong direction. They were sitting pretty at one point in time, and now I think they're like the 8th seed at the moment. Phoenix is struggling with all they got. They just had a bad loss to the San Antonio Spurs. Golden State is trying to hang on to a play-in spot. You got the Lakers hanging in there as well. You got Houston, the team nobody thought about, hanging around waiting for somebody to slip up so they could get this play-in. You got the Mavericks and the Luka-led Mavericks with a bunch of role players hanging around. So, what are we looking at? How is the West shaping up with about, 2 weeks left in the season? EJ, you got something to say?
I caught the shot, for the Dallas Mavericks role players. You shot that at Kyrie, but that's okay.
I didn't say anything about Kyrie.
I know you didn't. You said Luka and role players, but we're not going to go there. So as far as the West goes, it's pretty plain and simple. The reason I didn't really talk about the West, because I feel like if you watch basketball, you should know. It's the Denver Nuggets, and then you can pick them. It's whoever else you want to pick to put in there. I don't trust the Clippers. I don't trust anybody else in that conference, maybe except when it comes to playoff time. I think that LeBron has enough championship pedigree and playoff pedigree that he can will his team. But outside of
– wait, hold on real quick. Do you think he has enough in the tank, though?
Well, that's why you against Milwaukee tonight. You give them these opportunities. If you know that you're going to be in the play-in, you accept that as a team, you pretty much give your team that, listen, we got to get in there, and it's going to be a dogfight from the start. So you put that in there, you give LeBron as much time as he can, and you let him be as great as he can possibly be. It's a long shot, but that's literally – there's no one else in the West that has done or accomplished anything for me to be like they really are going to make noise. Minnesota's too young. OKC's too young. The Clippers are too inconsistent / cursed. Luka, he's gotten to Western Conference Finals. I like him. I don't know. That's a real team that you put together mid-season. They haven't had the continuity to be together.
But that was mid-season last year.
No. I'm talking about the ad of P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford. Like, they had a mid-season trade this year.
I fixed it for you, EJ.
You see? Yeah. You know what? Carry on. Carry on.
All right, Jimmy T, what you think about the West?
No. I want Pat to go after EJ.
I mean, I agree with EJ for the most part. It goes through Denver. Denver's the best team in the league. They have the best player in the league. They have one of the best supporting casts in the league. They're going to be hard to beat. But it'll be interesting. The bottom of the West, I'm very excited to see these last 10 games. Are the Rockets going to catch the Warriors? I mean, the Warriors had a cupcake game tonight in Miami, beat them by, 15-20. Easy win for them. You hope you can have those easy dubs on your schedule. But the Rockets have won 10 out of 11 since Sengun went down. It's kind of crazy, the run that they've been on. But no one's going to beat Denver. OKC's too young. Minnesota has the bodies to throw at Jokic, and maybe the guy who is going to be the face of the NBA in 6 years. But, yeah, I agree. I think it's Denver's to lose. Who else is it? Phoenix, they don't have the depth. Clippers, right? EJ calls it cursed. And, I don't know. They went 25-6 at some point this year, and then I think they're 10-11 in their last 21. So it's like they're like, oh, we could do this, but nah, let's just loaf. Who knows, man? Antoine probably has the best guess of all of us.
Yeah, I can't have you on that one. I heard Minnesota was doing good, and then they're in first place at some point. That's all I know.
You been in any Timberwolves games this year?
You go to the playoff game this year, Antoine.
Dang, EJ,
I haven't lost any games.
you're looking good. You're looking good.
What the heck is going on here? Yo,
you're looking good, EJ.
I can't believe I came on this podcast and the first thing we talk about is I actually agree with EJ. It disgusts me, honestly.
Maybe I should have jumped in between. I didn't think that was coming.
All right, so this I feel like right now Denver is hitting on all cylinders in the West. They started off a little bit on the slower side, but all of a sudden they found themselves in first place with like 2 weeks left in the season. So they are definitely head and shoulders above the rest. They definitely have the pedigree. They have the team. They're still built to, repeat, to defend their title. Now, the question is, do I think they will? I don't think they will, but the problem is I don't know who can actually beat them. And so it's a double-edged sword there. So I don't think they will repeat, but I don't think they will get there. Like,
is anybody following this? What is
okay, hear me out.
That was EJ.
I feel like there's going to be some team that is going to catch them. I feel like as bad as we talk about the Clippers, as bad as Phoenix has looked, I think one of these teams can find a way to beat them in a 7-game series. Now, I don't think one of those teams will probably go on to win the championship, but I just feel like they will get knocked off. Denver, that is, along the way. I think someone is going to catch fire enough just to do it.
I agree. And I think if any team can do it, it's the Clippers. Because Kawhi, if Kawhi is Kawhi of 2018, he's the best player in the league.
100%. 100%. But that man ain't.
Like, I could see them getting knocked off by a Clippers team that gets just crazy hot because they have the second, third, and fourth best player in the series. But I would be surprised.
Yo, Kawhi Leonard is like.
Why are you always raising your hand?
Because what he just said, I too I felt susceptible to falling on that Kawhi Leonard train. Kawhi Leonard is just like this beautiful mansion. Aesthetically, it's perfect, but it got termites. At any time, it can just cave in on you. It can cave in on you. I can't trust it. You know who the Joker is? The Joker is freaking.
Have you been in a house that's caved in before?
No, I'm telling you who Kawhi Leonard is.
Well, he did have a room that caved in on him, but he wasn't in it.
You see? Anywho, this is why I don't play with you guys. Anyways, freaking the Joker is like Drago from Rocky. The man is just basketball. He like put ball in hoop, make basketball play. That's all he does. He don't mess up. There's no Rockies out there to just knock him out. I
guess you turned off Rocky 4 before it finished.
I was gonna say that was just as bad as Jason. Like, I don't think anybody's gonna beat him, but I don't think they're gonna win either.
Well, there's no Rockies. There's no Rockies out there. That's just they got that kind of sheer will. Well,
he loses.
I do have a question whenever you guys get a chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, because I don't follow basketball like I used to, and I'm drawing a comparison, so you all correct me if I'm wrong. But I hear you say that Minnesota's too young. Well, if I'm not mistaken, back in the days when Orlando had a young team, they made it pretty far. Now, I'm not sure if Minnesota is the equivalent of Orlando when they had Penny Hardaway and Shaquille O'Neal, but couldn't they pull it together because there are no egos to play as a team?
I think it's going to be how soon can Cat come back? If he can't come back, then no. But if he could come back and at least help Ant-Man out, then I could see they could make some noise. Like, I think Minnesota and OKC can scare some teams. I just don't think they're ready to take that next step. But I think they'll one of those two teams will make it out of the first round. I just don't think they'll get beyond that. And I think this is going to be a learning experience for them. And now next year, I think is when you start really paying more attention to Minnesota, OKC, even the Magic this year. I mean, the Magic this year are surprising a lot of people. So I think like those younger teams, you might want to start paying attention to, like let them get some playoff experience in. And I think next year they'll probably make some noise. I don't think they're going to be ready for playoff basketball. I think they're too young for that right now.
I mean, they gave the Nuggets the best series out of anybody did last year. Didn't they take them to 6?
The
Timberwolves. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. If Cat's not playing, then it's not going to work. They need him. They need him back. And he's he had a meniscus injury?
Yeah.
So
Cat's not coming back.
They said he
but
might.
but Antoine Cat's not coming back. He's not gonna come back healthy. But Antoine, to what you just said about Shaq and them being young and getting to the finals, the only reason that is because Michael Jeffrey Jordan decided to go play baseball. That's the only reason they made it as far as they did.
He got Shohei
just put
Ohtani
that in.
illegally gambling, and they suspended him for 2 years.
Wait, that just happened?
No, but Shohei threw his agent under the goddamn bus. Poor guy, or interpreter.
What?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's stealing millions of dollars from him. I'm not sure if that's throwing him under the bus.
Wait, so
Yo, where did it come from? Oh, Teddy.
I can't believe you got a kid.
I
Oh,
have a kid. Teddy, say hi to your uncles.
my
Paid action.
guy.
No.
My guy.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he was like, man, these mugs and passports.
Antoine, you next?
No.
Thanks for stopping by, bud.
Hit the slow nose. Like,
Yo.
no.
That's been the best part of the
Man,
show.
That man be like, I'll babysit. That's about it.
That's about it.
But yeah, no, the Nuggets. Someone was saying something about Shaq. Oh, because Jordan retired. No, but the Timberwolves.
That's it.
The Timberwolves. I think if you had to pick one team that could beat the Nuggets, I think it's the Timberwolves. I know I
They
said the
could.
Clippers
Not in the
earlier,
series.
but Gobert's healthy.
Not in the series.
Ant keeps getting better. They took him to 6 last year before the Nuggets then swept the Lakers. I don't think we've heard Jimmy T's take on the Western Conference.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Clippers are the only team that, if healthy, can really give Denver trouble. I think Minnesota. I like Jason's point of Minnesota is, and to answer your question, Antoine, my view on it is the grind of a 7-game series through 3 rounds is a learning experience. They gave the Nuggets a hard time last year. That's a good learning experience for them. But when you get into a grind of a 2nd-round series where the team knows you after the 2nd game, they know what you're going to do. So how does it? Coaching comes a big thing in the playoffs. We don't know how well the Minnesota coach is going to adapt to different game plans and things like that. And when you get to 5, 6, 7, it's who's the players that are going to make plays. Because now they know exactly what you're going to do. They know exactly the game. They've seen you over and over and over again. So, yeah, they saw you 2 nights ago. They saw you 4 nights before that. So those are the things when talent really kind of – and I think Anthony oh, my God. I almost call him Anthony Richardson. But I think Ant-Man is going to be a guy who can take over series in the future. I really do. I think this year is the stepping stone for it. And I think they'll win a 1st-round series. I think they'll make that 2nd-round series really ugly depending on who they play. If it's a good matchup, they could get out of that. But I think if they end up matching up against the Nuggets in a 7-game series in the Western Conference Finals, I think the youth will show up. That's my opinion on that. I'm actually more excited to see the bottom half of the West, how it plays out. These last 10 games left, just to see how that falls. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to win 20 in a row, so I don't know if they're going to be able to catch these guys or not, even though they're only 1 game out. They'll probably stumble a couple times here and there over the last 10 to 12 games. But I'd like to see the Rockets squeeze in there. Why not? But it looks like Dallas and Phoenix kind of got that secured. I might be able to track down the Lakers, but the Warriors are the only team that they can really track down. So that's what I'm looking forward to on that. But in my opinion, I think the Clippers are the only real threat. Even though there's a bunch of great teams in the West, I think the Clippers are the only team that's really going to give them trouble if they end up matching up.
It's such a gauntlet though. Like that
that's what I was just telling when you stepped away. I was telling Antoine, I was like, the gauntlet of a 7-game series in the playoffs is really where I think Minnesota will learn this year, and I think that'll kind of grind them out a little bit.
But even if the Nuggets are to come out of the West, they're going to have to go through the Lakers or the Warriors or the Suns first, and then the Clippers, and then the T-Wolves or the Thunder.
I tell you what,
crazy.
I don't see a series in the West going less than 6 games. If you just put up any matchup that you look up there, those top 10 teams, I don't know if you'll get a series that's 5, a sweep.
I could see the Mavs.
I think there's some bad matchups in there.
The Mavs getting their doors blown off because they got no good players. But other than that,
anyway,
I could definitely see the Mavs losing a series in 5.
I could see them getting
play
swept.
Denver maybe, but if they play one of these younger teams, Oklahoma City or Minnesota, I think they'll make that ugly.
Playoff pedigree matters. It matters. You can't teach it. You can't teach playoff pedigree. So if you've been forged through the playoff fires, there's a different type of intellect you gather from it. You understand when these moments hit, when you have to make these big decisions quickly and split the sections. If you haven't been in it, you don't understand it. So I don't think these young teams are going to be remotely ready for that. I like, actually, of any young team, I like Sacramento to probably make more noise than a Minnesota or OKC would make, just because they've been in it last year. They've seen it. Like, they've had.
There's a lot of talent on that team, and they grinded last year a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think
Mike Brown's been there.
Yeah, but see, I think with Sacramento, they were there last year. They grinded it out. But this year, for whatever reason, they don't look the same. Like, Sabonis looks amazing. And he's not even getting any talk. Like, man wasn't even an all-star. They're not even talking about him as an MVP. But yet, he's leading the league in double-doubles. I think he's leading the league in triple-doubles this year as well. And
leading the rebounds.
Getting no love. But I just don't know if Sacramento has it this year. I think last year was one of those, I don't want to say a fluke year, but I just don't think that they can repeat what they did last year. I think they'll be competitive. I just don't think they're going to.
What do you mean? Didn't they lose to the Warriors in the first or second round?
In 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're going to make the playoffs, so you're just saying they're going to be out in the first round.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I
think they can get to a second round.
EJ said that he thinks they can win a series and make some things ugly, and I agree.
Well, EJ's not smart.
Right.
Yeah,
we all know that.
I agree. They got shooters.
Jimmy just
like Sacramento's not.
Bro, that backcourt, come on.
They're not sneaking up on anybody next year, so they're getting most teams' best out.
Backcourt.
Yo, Monk and De'Aaron Fox, they are explosive.
Well, That's
an explosive backcourt.
Herder is the starter.
Herder doesn't play. He's out. He's not playing. and Monk's been the better player for a while. He's been the better player for a while.
Monk is their 6th man.
The man Herder is not playing anymore, Jason. It's Monk and it's De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, did you see him on a bike or something?
Yeah.
I'm telling you what I know. I don't have to see the man on the bike. I'm telling you what I know. Before Herder got hurt, Monk was the better option. In the playoffs, you get explosive options like that. Like, they're going to key in on the Sabonis. They're going to key in on the Fox. But if you can get Monk that'll give you 20, sporadically 25.
Kevin Huerter has more playoff experience than Malik Monk does.
I mean, he was on you forget Malik Monk was on the Lakers last year. He went to the Western Conference Finals last year. Kevin Huerter ain't been to the Western Conference Finals.
He's been to the Eastern Conference Finals.
The Hawks.
With the Hawks?
Yeah.
When the Hawks? When y'all went to the Eastern Conference Finals? What was this?
Like 3 years ago or something like that.
Dude.
Yeah.
For real?
This was a year y'all got swept out of the playoffs or didn't make it.
That was when
Bucks.
they took the Bucks to the brink.
Yep.
That's when this came
Trey
about.
got hurt.
What?
Yeah, that was that same
The
year.
Bucks won.
Oh, no, nobody remember that. No, I don't even remember y'all going to. I didn't even hold you. I had no idea. Honestly, I had no idea y'all made it to an Eastern Conference Final.
Because that's why they felt like when they made that trade for DeJounte Murray that it was going to help put them over the top because they were coming off such a successful year that they wanted a boost.
What? For real?
Yeah,
That's that year?
The Heat got swept. The Hawks beat the Knicks in the second round.
It's like 3 years ago. Like, I don't.
Hawks.
So
the Knicks made the playoffs that year?
In the first round.
Yeah, the Knicks made the second round.
No, it was
the first round? First round.
And then
Is this a year?
and they beat Philly in 7.
Oh,
This is the year.
Philly.
This is when
Right.
Ben Simmons' downfall started.
Mhm.
And then
Man, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not even trying to cap.
They lost to Milwaukee in 6, and the ref got in Trey's way, stepped on his foot, and ruined the whole
Well,
series.
Giannis was hurt too, so
Man, I got to go back. I had no idea. No earthly idea.
That's what I'm saying. The very next year is when they made the trade for
Kevin Huerter won Game 7, by the way. Absolutely dominated the Sixers in that game. So
is this the year that New York Knicks fans were spitting at Trae Young? Is this that year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, I remember now.
Look at the Hawks now. Are they even in the playoffs?
They're going to be in the play-in again. I've said this off the record, but they just need to lose. They need to get out of this and get into a lottery pick. But there's no way they're gonna be in the play-in. They're gonna end up winning both play-in games and then going into a meaningless first-round series against Boston, get swept, lose a lottery pick.
Hey, you never know. Boston is prone to give up leads. So I mean, you never know. Because I was listening today, they've given up the most like fourth quarter leads. This season, like
I don't think Boston's going to the championship.
They've given up like double-digit leads.
Well, yeah, EJ, we know you think Miami's going.
Nope.
There's no chance. There's literally no chance of that
There's
happening.
No shot in hell. But let's not do it. Okay, carry on. Does anybody else want to talk about the West playoffs?
No, I think we good. I mean, we'll see. It's going to be interesting, though. I'm curious to see, and I know we all are. EJ, Pat, you guys all said, the Clippers are cursed, which, yes, they probably are. But to Pat's point, if the Clippers can get a Kawhi from the last few years back, I think they are going to be a very tough out. Especially
this ain't Back to the Future, Jason.
A
few years back.
If the Clippers could go into the playoffs healthy, so I know Westbrook just came back, but if they could go in healthy with Kawhi, Paul George, and James Harden all healthy going into the playoffs, with Tyronn Lue heading that, I think they could really make some noise. I feel, unfortunately, the last few years, injuries have been their downfall. So I think if they could go into the playoffs healthy, I think they can make some noise. Like, I really think they can make some noise. Huh?
And stay healthy. They always go. Did Kawhi get hurt in the playoffs last year?
Have you seen any Clippers games this year?
Bro, oh my goodness. Yes.
So you don't think
honestly
a healthy Kawhi is still as good as he was a couple years ago?
I think a healthy Kawhi is amazing. But I also think that you got to think of the mental makeup of this team. You got a James Harden and a Russell Westbrook on these teams who they can go haywire at any moment. They can cost you a game at any moment based off of their play. As great as they are, they make some of the most fickle decisions as far as basketball players. So I don't trust that DNA. I don't trust even Paul George like that. Like, I don't think he's a winner. To me, personally, I don't see him as someone who's going to get you to the next level. Kawhi, yes. I don't. Yeah, I've never seen that. I've never seen that in PG. It's just I think he is a secondary option. He's always.
Do you not realize that before he had that devastating leg injury, he was on a trajectory course of probably being the face of the NBA at some point in time?
If there was no big three, Paul George might have a championship in Indiana.
Like he was that dude. I forget you're young.
Well, he was. So
you only know what these little kids.
So hey, if I created the iPhone, my name would be Steve Jobs. Yo, that don't matter, bro. Like, what you talking about?
Wait.
Hold on. So let me ask you this. So his team, that team he had with the Pacers, they were better than that Boston Celtics team. They was beating them. They was beating that Paul Pierce, KG, Ray Allen, Rondo team.
What are you talking about?
You said if the big three didn't come together. I was assuming you were talking about my big three. You were talking about the Heat big three, right?
Talking about the Heat big three.
Yeah, they weren't beating the Boston Celtics big three.
Boston was great the first year that they got together. After that, they started to go down. Remember, Ray Allen left.
He left.
When Indiana started to come to a rise. He was busting y'all ass. He just didn't have a second player to go to.
He didn't leave. Ray Allen didn't leave until we faced him that first time.
Huh?
You feel me? Like so when we beat them, that's when he left. That's when they left. So the first time go round, as the Miami Heat, Ray Allen decided to leave. So you're right. That's when the Pacers started to come up. But there also was Chicago back then. I just never thought that Paul George was going to be that dude. And it was solidified when he went with Russ. And what did they do? They flamed out. Him, Melo, and them, they flamed out. They didn't do nothing.
But again, you're forgetting Paul George was coming off a devastating leg injury.
Yeah, I mean, that's too
like to the point where you weren't even sure if he was going to play again. I'm saying if that injury doesn't happen,
but we never know that. We only saw what we saw.
My whole point was that he was on a trajectory to be that dude, to be that top player in the NBA. Had that not happened, I didn't see him that way. I didn't see him that way. I thought honestly, I thought that the Pacers had a really good team. I didn't think it was just Paul George. They had a really well assembled team. If you go back and look at that team, it was well constructed.
Who was their second
Danny
player?
Granger, he was the best player on that team. I get you, but it wasn't just him.
On that team?
I mean, it depends on the night. I mean, it could have been Roy Hibbert one night. You know what I mean? It could have been, Danny Granger. It could have been Lance Stevenson. It could have been David West. It could have been.
What teams do all these players play for right now?
I mean, all of them out the league.
All of them are out the league. So what?
But that's because of. But that's a youth thing. That's not a player thing.
Maybe
like David.
West, but the rest
David West was like a dog.
Still,
yeah.
The rest of them are probably still young enough to play in the NBA, but they're just not good enough.
I mean, I think Lance gets a bad rap, but I feel you.
He gets a bad rap.
I think he could definitely. I think
he put that on.
I think he could definitely play.
He was the second coming of Ron Artest.
Ron Artest was a really good basketball player.
I'm talking about
EJ. Are you saying Paul George is not an all-time great NBA basketball player?
That's.
I didn't say all-time great. No, what I said was I don't think he can carry you to a championship. That's exactly what I said. I put that on wax. He can't carry you to a championship. He's not.
He didn't. You're right. He didn't. But he got hurt. He's
not good enough. He's not good enough to carry you to a finals.
He took the Clippers to the Western Conference Finals by himself.
I repeat myself. He's not good enough to take you to an NBA Finals.
And Jimmy Butler's not good enough to win an NBA championship. What's the difference?
One can get you there. One can't.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, Paul George is awesome. Paul George is a better basketball player than Jimmy Butler.
Okay. That's your opinion.
He's showing.
That's your opinion.
Very good.
That's it. You're not going to defend.
Him, bro. I can give.
No, we weren't egging you on. We were just.
I don't have to go back and forth. I got a guy that's carried two different teams to a finals appearance. I got a guy who his accolades is making it
the same team to the finals.
Okay. Twice. Sure. Fine. Okay. That's fine. Again, show me when Paul George has been the dude, he's been able to carry his team to anything. That's all I'm saying. He's great. He's a great offensive talent. That's awesome. Yeah, but there's a difference between being a leader and being like a basketball killer and being a really good basketball player. There's a difference.
Has Kawhi Leonard led a team to a championship?
Yeah.
Who's the best team on the Clippers?
Huh?
Who's the best player on the Clippers?
Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, so you just said that you don't trust Paul George to carry the team, but he don't need to.
Yeah. Well, but I also just told you, as much as I love Kawhi Leonard, his house has termites. At any moment, it can fall to the ground. One false slip is done. So I don't trust that either.
You believe in too much like poltergeist type stuff when it comes to sports.
No, I don't believe it's not like poltergeist. I believe in history. So if you give me a track record of history and it seems that one player trends this certain way, I'm probably going to go with the trend. I'm not going to think that all of a sudden.
Not.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard's led two different teams to NBA championships.
100%. 100%. You're absolutely correct, Jason.
So
has it? Hold on, but was this before COVID happened? There was a lot of things that were like different before COVID. Like this man, this is pre-COVID. You're talking about, correct?
Well, I mean, he's played maybe like 6 full NBA seasons, so he's got a lot of legs under him.
Y'all the same people that feel. Y'all gonna be the same people betting on Mike Tyson when he's 80. Y'all gonna be like, he's still, I'm going with the champ. Like, things change.
So you brought up Mike Tyson. So you're not going to rock with Mike Tyson in this fight coming up?
That's not we were set. We were not set to talk about this.
I'm asking a question. You brought up Mike Tyson. I'm asking a question.
I think this is the time that we should bring Antoine in for soccer so we can understand the state.
We can bring Antoine in. We could bring him in. I'm asking you a question. So you're not rocking with Iron Man Mike Tyson?
I didn't.
Logan Paul?
I didn't say any of this.
Whichever. Jake Paul, Logan Paul.
We can talk about that when the fight's about to happen. Antoine,
I'm just asking you a question right now.
I don't want to go into this right now. We have Antoine here.
It's a yes or no. See, you have a problem with yes or no questions. I realize that.
Yeah,
it's just simple yes or no. You rocking with him or not? If you're not, you're not. We're gonna move on.
He's the worst at yes or no questions. The worst.
What is wrong with these people? Antoine, can you give us, the state of soccer right now? Who do you think is
the state of soccer? No, EJ,
who is
Plumber Boy.
No one wants to know about
middle-aged plumber EJ.
No one wants to talk about. No one wants to talk about Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. It's irrelevant. We would like to talk about.
I just asked if you rocking with Mike Tyson. That's all.
Jason,
you're not. What you scared he gonna come after you if you say no?
It's just I don't want to talk about it right now. Like because I want to go into my answer. So Antoine, please, who do you think is the best in the world right now? Who should we be looking out for? As far as
that's a very high question to ask.
That's a dumb question because he don't know nothing about soccer. So
let the man. Excuse me, sir. I'm talking.
Ask the question.
the host was being belligerent, so I had to take over. Antoine.
Antoine, who's the best player in Africa right now for soccer?
Well, I wouldn't think that Africa had the best soccer league. So I would be thinking of whom would be considered the best soccer league or among the best players in these soccer leagues. I know there's multiples. I know we have the Premier League. I know we have.
What question are you actually asking?
So I'm asking who we should be watching for, player wise. Like for the American viewer, who should we be watching for? Because we don't know.
All right. So with that being said. I'll say this. There's 2 major tournaments coming up this summer. And those 2 tournaments are Euro 2024 and then Copa America, which will be hosted in the United States. I would say at this moment, these are where you're going to find your 2 most talented players being played. Right now, we're probably saying Europe, you have a ton of talent coming up through the ranks of France, Germany, and England, who are just dominating the field right now. Matter of fact, Germany beat the Netherlands 2-1 in a friendly competition, but they're going to meet, I believe, the second game of Euros in Germany. So, honestly, people were saying that Germany wasn't going to do well, but Germany beat France and beat the Netherlands, and pretty convincing. So, Germany is starting to look up again. I would say as far as like their system coming back up. As far as in South America, I mean, honestly, as far as Copa America, Brazil's come back to their old ways. Between Rodrigo, Vinicius, the new kid that they got who's only 17.
Oh, that 17-year-old, yep. What's his name? Like Edwin or Ed something?
Yeah. He scored twice today. So within his first 2 international caps, his first time playing for international teams, he scored a winning goal against England. He scored 2 goals against Spain at 17. So really
unheard of?
Huh?
Is that unheard of for someone that young to
that young? Your first 2 games, absolutely.
Yeah, especially when you're playing like if he was playing like on the under 21 team or something like that. Like, all right, cool, but you're playing on the national team, so you're playing against essentially all the big dogs. You know what I mean?
And he scored against England, who are favorites. Well. Who are supposedly favorites, right?
I don't know
why. And then he played against Spain, which is a good quality team. So to be honest with you, to At 16, he got purchased by Real Madrid, but stayed on loan in Brazil for Palermo. Next season, he's going to Real Madrid. Real Madrid right now, they're creating a team that's going to mimic the team from back when I was in high school, the Galactico. That's a once in a lifetime team to see. So, in all honesty, Real Madrid's going to be running the map for the next good 10 years at this point.
So let me ask you this: Do you think they're going to have the money for Mbappe this summer?
Here's the thing. I think that they can. They're going to have to sacrifice a few players. Hopefully, no one in defense. However, given what they have now and the promise of this young kid, I don't think it's worth the investment to get Mbappe, because Mbappe is 25. This young kid is 17. You have a 23-year-old with Vinicius. You got Rodrigo, who's 22, and now a 17-year-old. That's your future under the cap. And what Mbappe wants, we're going to require to sell people. My thing about Mbappe is he's a great player, but he hasn't played on a team that requires him to be a team player.
I was going to say he's a great individual player.
When he plays for PSG, it's all about him. When PSG has not won anything outside of the Farmers League, which is the League One, which is in France. His best chance right now is to go to Liverpool and make a name for himself in England. If he can do it in England, he can do it anywhere. But the thing is, honestly, I think if he was to go to a team in England, it should be Arsenal. He has the ability to mimic Henry's legacy at Arsenal and do good. Now, here's my shocker of team he could go to that could afford him. Is Tottenham.
Shock. Shock and awe, Antoine.
Hear me out on this. Hear me out on this.
Isn't that your team, Antoine?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what EJ's talking about.
No,
No. Let the soccer man go.
Hear me out on this. This is something that people aren't recognizing. Is that the past 2 years, revenue-wise, Tottenham has been number 2 as far as revenue in all countries in Europe. So, as much as they spend out, and much as they bring in, they're number 2. When they built their new stadium, which is state of the art, which any sales that they make through that stadium goes to them. Beyonce had a sold-out concert, 4 days in a row. It was one of the largest stadiums in Europe. The money that they have, they're just not spending it. Could they afford him? Absolutely. Can they build a team around him? That's a questionable part.
Yeah, but he wouldn't go there though. Because PSG messed up there. He has the ability to choose his next team, and he's not going to choose Tottenham. He's not going to choose anywhere in England because it's going to be too aggressive for him right now. He wants somewhere where he could just play and not worry and take his little dives and do all of that. So that's why the Spanish league works. And, I agree with you. Real Madrid's going to have to do a lot to add him for what he's going to look for. Because he is probably going to look for close to 400 to 500,000 a week.
Listen, honestly, I love him as a player. I think he's fantastic for what the game is, but he's a team killer. He goes on the team. He makes it about him. The only team that can afford him at this point is Real Madrid. Another team that can afford him will be Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich is not going to pay for him. So the only place he has to go is England, who can afford him. And, you're looking at either Chelsea, they can't afford him because the contracts they just gave out was just insane. They're about to get hit with financial fair play penalty. Manchester United is the only other option, which, if he's going to go Manchester United, he might as well go to Tottenham at this point. And, the other two teams are either Arsenal and Man City. But Man City don't want him because, they already got a team.
Yeah, and they got Haaland. There's no reason for them to take him.
at all. So the only team he can go to at this moment will be Liverpool.
I got a question, Antoine. You keep saying he's a team killer. Would you say he was the best player on France's national team?
I would say he was a key player on France national team. The thing about France national team, and this is what I think this is where soccer differs from other sports. It's an 11-man sport. And the reality of it is, no matter how good he is on a one-on-one, if you don't have a good midfield or defense to stop goals, he can score 5 goals in a game. But if you give up 7, it don't matter. So the reality of it is, when he comes on the team, he makes it about him. I mean, we saw him do it at PSG with Messi and with Neymar, which, I mean, there's no reason they should have won. They should have won everything. But they didn't.
But that's hard to put those kind of egos on one team like that, right? Like,
it's hard to put his ego on a team because Messi and Neymar played together at Barcelona. Messi won a ton of things. It's
sounds a lot like Jimmy Butler, honestly.
Like honestly, Messi and Neymar had nothing to prove. Like for them, it was they were just playing their game. So there was nothing left for them to prove. They won everything they needed to win when they were both in Barcelona. So it was nothing there. But like to Antoine's point, it's like once all of that happened at PSG, and because it wasn't at the beginning, like because Neymar was there as well, and Mbappe was fine. It wasn't until he started getting that notoriety and recognition and started really coming into his own that it became more about him than about the team. Because, I mean, we've been having the same song and dance about where he's going to go for like the last 2-3 years now.
Yep.
Like every time he comes around, it's like, oh, well, you know what? He puts out a report that he's going to go here, and then PSG's trying to put out a fire, and then it's just the same song and dance.
I'm going to tell you this. At this moment, in all honesty, if Real Madrid don't take him, which I strongly don't think that they will, there's a 25% chance they go Real Madrid. 75% chance he stays in France and plays with PSG because the Prime Minister of France is negotiating to keep him there. PSG has the same amount of money to keep him, to pay for him. And I mean, to be honest with you, he can play in France and they can win the Farmers League as much as they want. It's just going to be a stain on his legacy because the reality of it is Mbappe staying in France is the equivalent of, I don't know, LeBron James playing for a high school league. We know he's great. We know he's good, but can he play on an NBA team? And that's what Mbappe is looking at this point.
It's wild that you just said the prime minister is like advocating for him to stay in France. Soccer's just different, huh? Like, can you imagine the president, man? Like, yo, nah, you staying on the Cowboys. Like, that's crazy.
Well, the moment he leaves, the league is done. No one's going to watch. No one watches the league now. They only watch it for him. But when he leaves, what's the point of watching it? And the reality of it is they're considered a top 5 league in the world. You got, in no particular order, you got England, you got Germany, and you got Spain. Possibly Portugal was 4. But at that point, I mean, between France not even the 5th. They can easily go to, Belgium or the Netherlands. So the reality of it is he's a great quality player playing in a terrible league. What good is he?
More you know. Yeah. Had no idea.
Yeah, it's equivalent to Kyrie in the NBA. He's just not a good team player. He's a good individual player. He's just not a good team player, and there's nothing wrong with that because he kills teams. We saw him do it with the Cavs. We saw him do it with the Celtics. He's a team killer.
The Nets. Don't forget the Nets.
How you win a championship then, huh?
LeBron James.
He had LeBron James.
I see.
The best player of all time.
So equivalent would have been.
What did you just say just now?
He had Messi and Neymar to try to win him a Champions League, but he squandered that.
I'm sorry, Jason. Did you just say LeBron James was the best player of all time, Pat?
I did.
I saw LeBron James absolutely quit in the finals. Flat out quit on his team. Saw it with my own 2 eyes. If that's the greatest player of all time, well, maybe them the type of people you look up to.
Michael Jordan quit after winning 3 titles and just quit playing basketball? What's the difference?
He didn't quit on his. He didn't quit in the middle of the finals. He won and then he quit. The man quit mid-finals. The man said, "It's too much for me." He said it's too much. Threw his hands up. That's the greatest. That's your king. Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's the best. I think the NBA is better than it's ever been, and I think he's the best player of our generation. And he's got 4 rings. Rings don't matter to you, obviously, so it's not a championship thing.
How many he lost, Pat? How many he lost?
Way more. It doesn't matter. He's got 4 rings
I got you.
in the most competitive NBA that there's ever been. So yeah, I think he's the best basketball player of all time.
That's why he let Jason Terry. Never mind. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started.
What do you mean, Jason Terry? Dirk.
Man, the man couldn't post up Jason Terry in the post. LeBron James had him. Couldn't post him up. Didn't understand how to score on Jason Terry. Stop it. The man scored 17 points in the finals. LeBron James has scored 17 points since he was 2. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
I mean, it's an argument to be had, but yeah.
No goddamn argument. Quit.
Sounds like a scorned lover to me.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. Interesting.
Quitting on his team. The guy quit on the prime of his career because he's a degenerate gambler. Fucking Shohei Ohtani.
Yo, you call Mike what you want, but you put winner first. You call him what you want, but you put winner first.
I mean, he's lost also.
Not in the finals. Not in the finals, sir.
Oh, yeah, he lost before getting to the finals a number of times. What's the difference?
Hey, my guy was so cold, he said, I ain't even letting it get to a game 7. You can't even see a game 7. I'm not even letting you get to a game 7. How cold is that?
He lost in the playoffs to Antoine's favorite team, the 1995 Orlando Magic.
The man was a baseball player. The man was playing baseball. He wasn't playing basketball.
He came back.
Nah, that 45 Jordan don't count. That 45 don't count. It don't count.
Well, I don't even know. Let's see. We get into some football real quick. Wrap it up with some quick little football takes. We got some new rules coming into effect. I also see the NFL gave a big FU to the NBA and was like, we're going to keep having games on Christmas Day. Yeah. So they're going to schedule more Christmas Day games, even though Christmas is on a Wednesday this year. So it's just interesting, though. I mean, what's your take on any of the new rules you got coming now? They bringing in the like the XFL kickoff and yes, Pat.
Yeah, I saw that on Instagram. I don't. Is it a kickoff? Is that a kickoff rule? Is a thing? They both line up on like the 30-yard line. Yep. All the players.
And then the only people that are moving will be the kicker. And then once the ball lands in whatever the zone is, like the 20 yards, everybody can then move. So they're trying to prevent the collisions and all of that, but still
just get rid of kickoffs. Just like take the ball at 25 every time someone team scores. Or announce you're doing an onside kick, and then you have a kickoff. I don't know. Seems ridiculous.
I agree, but I don't think they're ever going to get rid of it. So I actually like the kickoff rule. It's gonna bring some excitement back to that play. If honestly, if you're worried about people getting injured, then just take it out and go to 20, just take it at 25. But honestly, if you want to keep it in there, I think this is the best way to do it. And I said this, I don't know if we talked about it on the show, but talking to somebody a couple years ago when I saw the XFL come out with it, I was like, this is kind of cool. I like that one. I hate the hip drop tackle rule.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
It's stupid. I get some players have lost time because of it, but I mean,
what are you supposed to do when you're trying to tackle Derrick Henry from behind?
Or from the side, like it's
when you're trying to get Derrick Henry down, what are you supposed to do?
You know what this reminds me of? Everybody's seen the Little Giants, right?
Yeah.
You see when they're just hanging on the dude's jersey and he's just dragging them all the way to the end zone. That's what I see happen because they can't tackle him any other kind of way. You know what I mean? Like I hate that rule. I hate that.
The
schedule on Christmas Day. I like having football on Christmas Day, but it being on a Wednesday is weird. And I guess the remedy for this to combat it is the teams that are going to play on Christmas are going to play on the Saturday before, which is still not enough time. It's basically like playing on Thursday night. So I don't like that. I don't like that. But I hate the hip drop. I don't really like the schedule. I like the kickoff rule. If you're going to have kickoffs, you might as well do something like this.
So what's the new rule? Because I saw something earlier, but I didn't get a chance to read it. What's the new rules now?
Which one?
Well, I heard about the rugby tackle, right? Whatever that is. What's that?
Hip drop.
So what's a hip drop?
I mean, the best way to describe it is if you have somebody wrapped up and you're trying to bring them down because they probably have the advantage of you because they're ahead of you, so to speak. You have them wrapped up and then able to kind of bring them down. You drop your body to equal it out with weight, and it brings them down. But sometimes what ends up happening is their leg gets caught up underneath it, and it comes to injuries. But I mean.
Yeah, it's an easy way to break.
It's a gladiator sport. It's part of the game. Like you can't continue to do this. You can't.
It's an easy way to break your ankle. So I'm surprised EJ's against it.
This guy. Like I just said,
well,
if you're going to
get why this changed, right? This happened to Mahomes a couple years ago in the playoffs,
and he still was able to play. It didn't really, yeah.
But I mean,
I'm not messing.
Why it changed. This is 100% why it changed.
So you only gotta be careful with karate moves. That's all.
Again, not playing with Jason today either. What were you saying, Antoine?
I gotta chime in and say, my son's a yellow belt. He can do it.
Lord, and two, Antoine, you'll come through.
I had slight PTSD when he did it, but he survived.
Try to have a serious moment with you.
I feel like you should redeem yourself and show us all right now how to do a roundhouse kick.
No, please, God, no. God, no. The guy's got multiple bad ankles.
Fall out the window or something, and
My karate days are over. I had to retire the belt. Belt's retired.
Until some cute girl comes around asking if you know karate, then all of a sudden, my dog's a black belt.
Watch this.
With the 5th degree. But what I was going to say, honestly, about this like football thing and just how they want it to be more like an offensive showcase and get rid of the defense is, I think with them making flag football an Olympic sport and the way that humans are starting to really take into account like what football, CTE, what this does to like people. I think they're going to eventually get away from tackle football altogether. I think there's going to come like a certain time in which people are just like, it's too dangerous. So
let me ask you this real quick. What you saying that? So you think
flag football is about to be an Olympic sport? I'm telling you. There's a reason because of that.
Right. No. Okay. We all know that flag football is going to be an Olympic sport. I mean, they talked about it. Tyreek has already said he wants to play in it. No, we're fine there. But what I'm saying is if they eliminate the NFL and it goes to NFFL, National Flag Football League, right? Who's paying a quarterback $50 million a season for a flag football league?
I mean,
it'll never happen.
So from an owner standpoint, if they're looking at that, one, it's not going to be lucrative, and two, I mean, they're going to save a ton of money because you're no longer paying a quarterback $45 to $50 million a season. Now you're looking at, are you even paying for someone to do flag football? Are you even paying them in the millions? Because any one of us could play flag football.
So
that's what that national team that Tyreek Hill went overseas and playing. They thought they could play flag football too until they saw Tyreek run by them.
Yeah, the NFL players are still the best athletes in the world.
The U.S. is absolutely going to dominate this thing. And
you think they're going to dominate the Olympics? Like when the flag football comes out?
I don't think it's going to be close. I don't think there'll be a team within 30 points of them the entire. I don't know.
I don't think they're going to allow NFL players in it though. I think it's going to start off how they did the basketball, where they only use like college and stuff like that. I think it's going to be on that level to begin because of exactly what you just said, Jimmy. I think they're going to start off with
Olympics.
just
It's in the off-season.
college.
It's in the off
players.
season.
They already said, the NFL players already said that when it happens, like, yeah, they're taking NFL players. Like, yeah, because you got to think about it. Like, these people now, they're training for this team now. So they're learning all the intricacies of flag football. Like, it's going to be some stuff that our players don't even know. So I'm like scheme-wise, I think that they'll be able to hang in there. Talent-wise,
100%, you're right about that. Because
Yeah.
my son plays flag football in the off season, so just to see, like, there's teams that are absolute, like, you see them and you could tell these kids are dogs and they play tackle football on a regular basis. And then you have these other teams who are less athletic who play together on 2 or 3 different teams year round, and they go out there and absolutely dominate because it's a different game, 100%. But listen, they're still playing. The route concepts that they're running in the NFL and things like that. Like, that's, bro. There's not going to be a game within 30. Unless I see it, you're never going to convince me otherwise.
It reminds me of that time that Jason made the intramural flag football championships in college, and that team of dorks kicked their ass.
That team was probably playing together since they were
Jason and a bunch of athletes strolled out there, thought they were going to win, and a bunch of guys that looked like me and Antoine dusted them.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about? Listen, I think what you guys are, there's one thing I would say you're missing, though. And I think when it comes to the flag football piece, and we'll go back to NFL, is you're right. The NFL, American athletes when it comes to NFL are amazing. But if you put some rugby players from New Zealand or South Africa in flag football, they can be equally as good. So I wouldn't underestimate them. Why not?
Yeah, because it's completely different. I mean, you're talking about pitching the ball backwards and running versus actually running routes, needing to pull a flag versus tackling. Like, it's completely different. Like, I don't think they would be able to, because now you got to find someone that can actually throw the ball. Now you got to tell these guys that are used to just running straight and trying to hit the person with the ball to be like, all right, look, I need you to run a slant. They're going to be looking at you crazy like, wait, what? That's not what they do. So I don't think it's not gonna equate enough for them to be competitive.
Well, you like you said, it may not equate because you're asking a person who plays rugby to play by NFL rules. It's almost like asking a boxer to switch to MMA. However, if you give this some time, because we're talking about the next couple of years of flag football, other countries will catch up because there are athletes in other countries.
Hey, I'm with Antoine, man. It's about to be like the air up there for flag football. They about to go out to Africa and really start getting busy out there with these athletes. I'm telling you, like, they're going to the source. They're going to go to the source. They're going to get a Giannis. They're going to get an Embiid. They're going to the source. I'm telling you.
I don't even understand why we let you.
Are they doing it in Paris? Are they doing it in Paris this summer or no? LA?
No, it's not happening. It's not happening until like
LA probably.
No, it won't be. Yeah, it won't be
20. Yeah,
2028.
Yeah.
LA 2028. Yeah,
that's 4 more years.
Yeah, facts. See, I don't even know. I mean, basketball wise, like, who's really gonna be playing for us? I mean, I heard like some of the names that they put out of us for like basketball, but depending on how the playoffs go, I mean, a lot of these players might go deep. You know, you never know injury, so we might end up with the Jalen Brunsons and Ant-Mans and, you know, those people of the world again. And I don't know if that's enough for the rest of the world. I don't know if that's enough for Joker and Bogdan.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's LeBron, Steph, AD. They say Embiid is going to play for Team USA.
Yeah, he said he was.
Brunson,
I don't think Philly's gonna let him do that.
Yeah, Brunson and Ant off the bench.
On his health though.
Yeah. Even AD, I don't trust AD. Like, I don't know if the Lakers will let AD play. Like,
on paper, the starters for America are Steph, Devin Booker, LeBron, KD, and Embiid, and then like AD, Ant, Brunson off the bench. It's a really Jason Tatum off the bench. It's a really good team.
Bam.
Bam,
Yeah.
Bam. I don't think Jimmy will play because he doesn't do things like that. I don't think he gets invited. I don't think he gets invited to do things like that.
We compete for championships. Sorry.
Yeah, but no, it'll be. I mean, Team USA is the clear favorite, but yeah, like the rest of the world is getting better, 100%. But you see who's leading the USA 3-on-3 team?
Who?
My dog Jimmer Fredette.
Hey, Lord have mercy. My dog on the 3-on-3.
Him and some other dudes have been winning like all the worldwide 3-on-3 competitions. So him and his boys are Team USA for the 3-on-3 in Paris.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Good for Jimmer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hey. Well, I guess we could leave it there. I mean, I think it was a great show. EJ, we kind of kept him a little in check tonight. I was expecting a little more fireworks between him and Pat, but it is what it is.
You can't get a word in with this guy. He just is. There's no convincing him that he's wrong. Well, I'll come back on April 20th when the Heat don't even make it in the playoffs and they lose in the play-in, and we'll have another conversation. We will be accepting EJ's apology. Don't worry.
Yo, you sound crazy. That's all I have. You must not. Never mind. Why do I waste my words with you, sir? The facts are the facts. The facts are the facts.
I'll be back in 5 weeks. We'll chat then.
You wear the Knicks on your chest proudly, and that should tell you everything you need to know about your sports take. That should tell you everything you need to know.
You know what's funny? This man wearing a Knicks shirt, wearing a Bucks ring. Like, dude, pick a team. Pick a team.
I have two teams.
We talk NFL. He's a Jets fan and he's a Bills fan and he'll be a Chargers fan because he's out and saying it's like, dude, pick a team.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I grew up a Knicks fan. Now I have reasons to be a Bucks fan. It happens.
I'll tell you what. I don't know if you've been there long enough to know this yet, Pat. But do people in San Diego hate the Chargers?
They don't care. I mean, that's why they left. Like they are very loyal to the Padres and the Chargers. They were just. It doesn't seem like anybody's mad that they left, and no one really follows. Like if you follow the NFL, you obviously follow the Chargers, but like no one is like, oh man, like I wish I could still root for the Chargers. Like they didn't have fans here really, and they don't have fans there. It's crazy.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they need to go to like a city that is super thirsty for an NFL team.
Well, LA isn't it. I don't know why they continue to do
Yeah, right?
I mean,
like,
I know it's a huge market, but it's just every time it goes, they end up leaving because the fans.
They should go to Oakland.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they took all of Oakland's teams and they loved their teams.
Yeah. Go be the Oakland Raiders Volume 2 and make the Vegas Raiders change their name.
Somebody.
I mean, they're moving the A's too.
Like, I was about to say, aren't the A's moving?
To Vegas. Vegas just stole all Oakland's teams.
Well, it's like there's got to be some political issues in that too, right? Like the mayor refuses to.
Yeah, they're not giving any money up to build stadiums. It's California. It's the same thing in San Diego. San Diego didn't want to pony up $300 million and $400 million to build a stadium, so the team left, and now they're renting at Kroenke's stadium, who he paid for that stadium himself. He didn't take any money, so it's California doesn't want to pay for stadiums, so they're losing their teams, which is kind of stupid, but
Yeah, it's kind of wild. But the Chargers, they're going to play in Inglewood, I think, right?
They play at SoFi, which is where the Rams stadium is in Inglewood.
Okay.
I mean, it's a
that's
stadium.
I thought that's where they were moving to. Okay.
No. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
SoFi's in Inglewood.
Oh, okay.
It's right across the street from the Forum where the Clippers play, and then the new Forum. It's like all on like an intersection. It's a kind of a dope situation. But it's in Inglewood where, property was kind of undervalued. So they just Kroenke bought up a bunch of land and Ballmer bought up a bunch of land. And now there's going to be the new Forum, the old Forum, and SoFi in like this massive sports complex. That's really kind of cool.
Oh, word. So Inglewood's going to be like a spot now.
Yeah. Inglewood's going to be a spot. Yeah. And it's like, but it's also, I don't know if you're familiar with LA, but it's kind of like the west side of LA where it's 45 minutes from downtown. And downtown is where crypto is and like kind of a shithole. But then like the west side is like Santa Monica and Venice Beach are now 30 minutes away. So you're getting close to the ocean. It's a kind of a great spot I think a great spot for a stadium. And like maybe the Clippers can finally like break away from the Lakers and get some of their own fans.
Well, time will tell, but you know what? That's our show. I want to thank our guests for the night. Mr. Pat Kane, Antoine Player. It's been great having you gentlemen on tonight.
Indeed.
Appreciate you, boys.
Which
always
again.
Antoine was the first time caller.
Yeah.
And then, Pat's just like 6 or 7 times for Pat. So
I'll be back in 5 weeks. 6. Whenever the Heat get eliminated from the playoffs, I'll be back.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long time. It's gonna be a long time.
I might see you in July. You never know.
If it's not on Tuesday, we might have an emergency show so we can jump on.
I would love that.
As soon as the buzzer goes off, we're jumping on.
We should live stream the elimination game. Together.
That would be a lot of fun, though, guys. Really, it really would. Like we should, obviously Jason and I can get together, but like we should, we could watch it together live, and we might have to put EJ on mute though, because he don't stop talking the whole game. Like he's up, like he's like.
Because it's my team. I'm watching as the.
I mean, I get getting excited, but you pace and you stand in front of the television so other people can't see. Like it's weird. Like
that's why I like watching games by myself.
The last time I watched basketball with EJ, I believe it was 2020, and the Heat lost to the Lakers in the finals in 2021 when the Bucks swept their ass out of there.
Well, even that draft video that you sent us a couple years ago, Pat, where he's standing
Waddle
in front of the TV, like, bro, are there not people standing behind me, like trying to see who's getting? He's like standing in front of the television.
He wanted Devontae Smith so bad.
I did.
Hey, Waddle's been. I like Waddle.
I think it's Waddle and Devontae Smith is kind of a toss up.
It's a toss up.
Devontae been cold now. Don't get like Devontae's been cold.
Yeah, they're both very good. Isn't that the Justin Jefferson draft though? So they both missed.
Yeah, but didn't Jefferson go?
They went second round.
17. He went 17th or something.
Oh yeah, Devontae went first. That was his Heisman year, so he was one of the.
It was Waddle went 7. It was Waddle.
Are you sure Justin Jefferson went first round? I thought he went second round.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson was like a number 17 pick.
Okay,
he had to go in the first. There's no.
I'm pretty sure he went second round.
But is it? I mean, the question is it that same draft, the 20?
Or maybe I'm thinking of AJ Brown. That might be who I'm thinking of.
Yeah, AJ Brown was second.
Okay, that might be who I'm thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
There's no. We're not doing any trivia today.
Oh wait, I forgot. Damn. Hey, Jimmy T, what's up with the kicks of the week? I forgot.
I got some trivia. I got some trivia for somebody on this show.
All right. Well, we'll let EJ do the trivia. Go for it.
Yeah. So as far as the new age quarterbacks go, we're talking. We're excluding Josh Allen out of this, but we're talking our Pat Mahomes, our Joe Burrows, our Dak Prescotts. What quarterback of the new age quarterbacks has had the most turnovers since entering the league outside of Josh Allen?
I was going to say Josh Allen.
Who's number 2?
Tua?
Yeah, it's got to be Tua.
Nope, not Tua.
You said the new age?
Yeah. So of the guys of
you have some vague questions. Like you don't give us like specifics on. It's got to be more specific when you answer the question.
So since
Justin Jefferson was the year before those guys.
He was picked 22. Round
22.
Yeah.
That's still kind of late. Well, Jalen Reagor was picked before him, which is crazy. But anyways, so since that was wild. Should never pick Jalen Reagor, over Justin Jefferson.
Tua Tagovailoa went before him too.
Well, yeah. that hurt my heart just now. But anyways, what I was trying to get at is the quarterback with the most overall turnovers outside of Josh Allen, since Josh Allen's been in the league, so that'd be Patrick Mahomes, be all those boys in that draft. So since then, and it can include Tua, it can include like Justin Herbert, can include these new age group of players, is what I'm saying. Who would you think it is?
Russell Wilson?
Dak?
I wouldn't really consider him new age, but that's not bad. Dak, that's not a bad one.
I mean, is Dak new age?
I would consider
is
it.
the question most turnovers since Josh Allen's been in the league. Second most
Exactly. Is that the
Yeah,
question?
it should be more.
That's the
What year
question.
did he get
Oh,
drafted?
okay. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Tom
no,
Brady.
you can't. No, you got to say from
Yeah.
the time Josh Allen was drafted to now. Like you can't,
Yeah.
because if you're using that.
Well, I'm saying them as new age because they all came in the same draft, right?
Who?
I'm thinking like Pat Mahomes. I'm thinking Deshaun Watson. I'm thinking all those players, those QBs from then on, is what I'm saying. But anyways, what I was trying to get at is the number 2 player of turnovers is it's Trevor Lawrence.
Oh Jesus!
I already knew the answer.
Oh, you see what I'm saying, Jimmy?
Identify the question.
Of course you did. I knew you knew the answer too.
Oh, that's why it was for a particular person out here.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that long
I know,
trivia,
right?
but
Be
appreciate it.
specific on what
I mean,
Jimmy knew from the start.
Yeah, but
I
you
don't
gave
even
up
think
the
that's.
answer right away.
I don't even think that's correct though.
It is.
He's up there.
EJ's the one that
How
did
long
it,
has
so
Trevor
who
Lawrence
knows?
been in the league? For 5 years?
This is his 4th season coming up.
So we're talking overall turnovers. We're talking interceptions and fumbles.
Yeah, it's the
So in the
fumbles that
last-
are killing him.
You're saying in the last 3 years, then? Yeah, the last 3 years, it's 6. Lawrence is number 1.
Yeah.
But then Pat Mahomes is
see-
number 3, and that guy's got 3 Super Bowls, so whatever.
Well, they didn't come in the same year.
Yeah, this is most turnovers by quarterback in the last 3 seasons. Trevor Lawrence has 60, Josh Allen has 59, Mahomes has 46.
Good God. Do you see the drop? So when you say number 3, like, do you see
Yeah, I know,
how you
I
just
know,
like,
I know.
that's kind of wild. You're like, oh, but he has 3 turnovers. Like, come on, guy.
And Tua only has 39. He's like 10th.
But he also didn't play for like, the first season and a half?
You
Yeah,
know,
that
he
guy
play
sucks.
no more as well. Anywho, Jimmy T, what you got for kicks of the week?
It says someone else is
Jimmy T
sharing
feels
it.
attacked by that trivia question.
I just wanted to, call a spade a
Someone,
spade.
it looks like someone else is sharing their screen right now.
Yeah, what is that? I don't know. I saw that too. Media board. I don't know what that is. It's not me.
I think it's all these felonious documents you
You were the last person to show something.
It says someone else is currently sharing. All right, I got no kicks for you guys because I can't share the screen, but I can tell you which ones they are. The new Nike Air Max.
the new
Which
Nike.
ones?
I wanted to get you guys' opinion on the new ones because they're
The Sandstorm or whatever they're called.
no the DNs. So it's got the That's hard to explain. I wanted to show everybody. Let's see.
You got little circle air bubbles around them.
How about these?
Yeah,
These are these new loafers that I got.
those are sweet.
Yo,
Those are
they rocking the boats. They rocking the boat shoes on the West Coast too, huh?
Loafers, bro. We're all about the loafers.
All about the loafers.
Sparkle shoes.
They do say that like San Diego is like one of the happiest places to live, is what they say.
Really, it's really quite wonderful. You know,
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, it's nice. You guys should come visit sometime. You know, we could watch maybe the Heat game or something. Watch the Heat lose to somebody.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Just like last year, you guys had the same gumption and the same like vigor about my Heat,
What?
and you were wrong. Gumption and
And
vigor.
I believe I'm pretty sure I apologized for that, and I said how shocked I was that they made it so far, and that was a great run, and I was gracious in defeat, and I hope you will be the same.
He will not be. He will not be the same.
I won't have to be.
He'll have his He's ready to roll.
All right, see you guys. I'll see you guys in 5 weeks.
All right, y'all. Well, thanks
Good
for
show, guys.
listening to Kicks, Cleats, and Athletes. We out.
Oh, the music works.
We didn't have the intro music.
Yo, Happy out here looking wild.